Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, we're talking about opportunities in veterinary medicine with Fred Lokken, Dr. Dirk Vanderwall, and Patty Porter. It's all coming up next on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have a terrific show for you today that will be very interesting for both potential students, parents, grandparents, friends, because this is a very exciting program that we're going to talk about. And we're going to start out by introducing the folks who are going to be on the program, starting out with Dr. Dirk Vanderwall of Utah State University. Dirk, explain who you are, sir, and what you do.
Good morning, Sam. I'm delighted to be visiting with you this morning. My name is Dirk Vanderwall. I serve as the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine at Utah State University, and I'm looking forward to our conversation this morning about our partnership with the Nevada WICHE office and the state of Nevada to help support Nevada residents attending veterinary school at Utah State University.
Okay, terrific. That brings us to Patty Porter. Explain what Nevada WICHE is, please, which you represent.
So Nevada WICHE, actually Nevada, the state of Nevada is a member of the Western Regional Compact, of which, and was established in the late 50s. We joined the compact as a state. Our offices, my office, I'm the director. I am appointed by the 3 commissioners who are appointed by the governor of the state. And so our responsibility is to oversee, make sure our membership fees are paid, involvement, support the commissioners, which my executive commissioner here is one of the 3 appointed, and also to implement programs that we're going to discuss one of them, which is stipend programs to help Nevadans get education.
Okay, and who funds this?
The state of Nevada. So the state of Nevada appropriates funding for our budget. And then there is some loan repayment revenue that also goes towards that amount for 2 of our stipends. The stipend that we're going to talk about today actually was an appropriation in the 2023 session that provided $8 million for to pay the difference between in and out of state tuition for qualified Nevada residents to attend USU vet school.
All right. So, Fred, You come in as a professor of political science at Truckee Meadows Community College. You also, I noticed how many other titles you have, and that would take us the entire show to go through them, so we will not do that. But explain why you're excited about this program representing Truckee Meadows Community College.
Well, more so in my role as the executive commissioner for Nevada WICHE. WICHE is probably best known to viewers and listeners because we have had the Western undergraduate exchange, right? And so for all of our existence, we've been able to allow students that are looking for degrees ultimately that were not available in Nevada to be able to leave the state. Now we're able to just allow students to go to up to 166 different institutions across the West, having half the out-of-state tuition waived. And that's been a huge program for Nevada. But we are other things which have been in the graduate area because WICHE at the base is about improving the quality of life in Nevada and doing that through the various professions. So I've always had a program that offered stipends to candidates in graduate programs in other states that would then allow them to complete those studies and then, because they had received that stipend, come back and provide service in the state of Nevada. Over the years, we've had an excellent sticky rate of those individuals staying, and so growth in anything from a pharmacist to a dentist to doctors, at one time even attorneys, have been funded through these programs. And this is the most recent interesting partnership that we've had that will help us move the needle on the tremendously acute shortage of veterinarians in the state of Nevada.
And, just to translate this into English, basically what you're doing is providing money for students to be able to go out of state, get their qualifications in all these various fields, but in this instance we're talking about veterinarians, and then come back to Nevada, and then they have to provide a certain amount of years of service in exchange for the amount of money they were given. And then the hope is, and we keep our fingers crossed, but I think it's been pretty successful so far, that the students then stay on beyond the mandatory time and we solve some of our problems. Am I right on that?
That is correct, although we're also willing to fund individuals out of the state, luring them to the state of Nevada. So it's a more complex program.
Okay, the thing that's stunning is, and I've lived here since 1978, our shortages in so many fields are so great. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it's an incredible opportunity, Patty, for anybody anywhere in the country or around the world that wants to come to Nevada. You're not going to be short of business.
No, and actually, and we're governed by Nevada Revised Statute 397. So the requirement for to apply for a stipend program is you have to be a Nevada resident 1 year prior to applying. And also be accepted into a professional program, of which we, as Fred mentioned, we partner with Regional WICHE, the Professional Student Exchange Program, which pharmacy, physician assistant, we actually have 4 slots in vet med there, and physical therapy and occupational therapy is currently the program fields under that program. And then we have the health profession education program, which is funded 100% by Nevada. They're both funded by Nevada, but this program is solely run by our office. It's not in connection with Regional WICHE, and that is advanced practice nursing, registered nursing, and social work. And then our third new program, which is the one we're going to discuss a little bit more today, which is the vet program, which was funded out of a bill in 23 to increase the number of veterinarians in our state. So our goal is really, you're right, a lot of Nevada is medically underserved, and we need the representation, and so these programs are set to help Nevadans, but Nevada's payback, it's like a service payback. They come back and they practice, and you're right, they stay.
Dr. Dirk, explain what your organization does and how this will benefit Nevada, because I'm sure it's a pretty extensive program.
Yes, Sam. And a little background on our program at Utah State University. Since 2012, we've been in what is referred to as a 2+2 partnership veterinary school program with the College of Veterinary Medicine at Washington State University, where in that partnership program, we have 30 veterinary students in each class attend their first 2 years of veterinary school here with us at Utah State University. And then our students moved to Pullman, Washington, where they finished the 3rd and 4th years of their veterinary medical education training. 20 of the 30 positions are for Utah residents, 10 positions are for non-residents. The first class entered in 2012. They graduated in 2016, and we've had graduating classes since then. And it's been a very successful program from the state standpoint of developing and recruiting more veterinarians for the state of Utah, which was the impetus for the 2+2 program. And we now, through that program, have our USU Graduate Student Partnership Program living in and or providing veterinary medical services to 25 of Utah's 29 counties. So that partnership program has been very successful in bringing more veterinarians to the state of Utah, where, like Nevada, there's a need in Utah across the entire spectrum of the profession for more veterinarians, small animal practitioners, mixed animal practitioners, and certainly an urgent need for ag animal, food supply, production animal veterinarians. And the 2+2 partnership program has been very successful in helping meet that need. There's still a greater need, and based on the success of the partnership program of Washington State University, in 2022, our state legislature approved and funded the establishment of a full 4-year Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree program at USU with formation of the full College of Veterinary Medicine at USU. And that immediately led to discussions, and really with Nevada and the Nevada WICHE office, that actually started prior to 2022, but really picked up momentum with our legislative approval to establish our full 4-year DVM degree program here at Utah State University. The discussion to put the pieces together that have now come together with the agreement and the wonderful partnership to now enroll Nevada residents in our College of Veterinary Medicine to build on and expand the success beyond Utah with training veterinarians to serve all segments of the veterinary medical training program.
Okay, so it leads me to an obvious question, which is why would Utah want to help other states when the need is so great in Utah?
And good question. And a rising tide will lift all boats. And with our new program, we'll be expanding our class size through the accreditation process with the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education. For the past 2 years, we've been moving forward in the accreditation evaluation process with that accrediting body. And this past March, we received authorization from the accreditor to enroll our first class this fall. And so we are in the process of doing that. We will have a class size this fall of 42 students in the incoming class, with 2 Nevada students enrolled, accepted, and enrolling in that new program. And a year from now, in the fall of 2026, we have a new veterinary medical education building being constructed that we will move into next summer. And for the fall of 2026, we will enroll a class size of 80, 40 Utah residents, 40 non-residents. And so, to your point, developing an agreement and a partnership with Nevada will help us fill the non-resident seats in our classes as we move forward with our full 4-year program. So it's good for Utah State University having an agreement like this with a pipeline of pre-veterinary students to apply to our program, and it will serve both of our respective states and beyond through expansion of our program.
One other quick question here. What is the greater need in Utah, for example, between urban veterinarians and rural veterinarians that would serve the agriculture industry, because, or the ranching industry, I should say, because people don't realize that agriculture is actually, at this point in time, the 3rd biggest industry in Nevada?
Another good question. And here in Utah, as I've said, the need for veterinarians goes across the whole spectrum: small animal, mixed animal, ag, rural, food supply, veterinary medicine. But certainly a high focus of our interest in fulfilling the need for more veterinarians in Utah is certainly directed at the agricultural animal segment that, like Nevada, in Utah, animal agriculture is over a $1 billion industry in the state of Utah. About 75% of the farm and ranch receipts for agricultural products come from animal agriculture. So it's the dominant industry. Animal agriculture is the dominant segment of the agricultural industry. And so there's a huge need for veterinary support in that area. And it's not just impacting the farmers and ranchers, the families, that's their livelihood working in animal agriculture, but it really is a societal need for helping to ensure a safe food supply and a continuous food supply. And so it's really a public health and a public service need, having the veterinarians to serve the agricultural animal needs across Utah, Nevada, and beyond. It's really a national issue that our program and working with Nevada and other programs are trying to address.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back much more with Fred Lokken, Dr. Dirk Vanderwall, and Patty Porter after this timeout.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Fred Lokken, Dr. Dirk Vanderwall, and Patty Porter. Patty, on hearing the size of agriculture in both states, which I really think a lot of people, perhaps especially in Las Vegas, but certainly in the Reno-Sparks area as well, have no idea of what goes on in the rural areas in terms of the need for veterinarians because of the size of the agriculture industry.
Yeah, huge need in the rural areas, and that is a concern. And I think it's been hard for Nevadans to get them to stay veterinarians. I mean, so I think programs like this are encouraging to give that support for Nevada residents as far as, because vet school is very expensive, like med school. And so if we can support them through their education and reduce that debt, as well as actually connect them back with our state. One of the things that I think Dirk could elaborate on is they have between their third and fourth year, they have a distributive model of so where they do their clinicals, where they go practice. And so there is investment that they want to make as far as placing Nevadans in vet clinics throughout the state. We hope, and then also some of them will be in the rural areas, to support them. So if you can get them there, they say, like with medical residents, they sometimes stay where they do their residencies. Right. If we can get them at least to experience and come back to our home state, and also support them We've talked a little bit with Nevada Veterinary Medical Association and others about mentoring these students so that they have that connection while in school and also when they leave. I think that's hugely important because it's a stressful kind of career. And so if we can get them to connect back to our state, also get that support, and then maybe even experience the rural communities, where they can do some of their clinicals, will hopefully help them connect back and want to live there. Because that's a big challenge, I think, for rural, not just for veterinarians, but medical in our state, is that to get people to go out there and live there and be there. And so part of that, I think, is finding ways to help them be connected and supported.
Well, and I think that that's something that, you can only get by living in those communities for a period of time. Mm-hmm. And if you make that connection, then I think a lot of people will discover just how wonderful it is to be in rural Nevada. Mm-hmm. And, in rural Utah, rural Washington, there is a great need there. Okay, so now, Fred, let's come down to the basics of what this is all about, which was exciting to me, which is the financial side. So explain it, please, in simple terms. What potentials, what's the qualification to get into this program? And then what is the amount of money you can potentially receive? And that there's potentially even beyond that. And we want to do a shout out to former State Senator Pete Goicoechea, who's now on the Board of Regents, who was one of the people who was the primary sponsors of this.
Well, that's it. First to that.
Not a short question there.
No, not at all. We'll try to remember all parts of it. But Senator Goicoechea's leadership on this in 2023 brought this proposal through the legislature with full bipartisan support and supported by the governor. So it was easily approved. And then we had a wonderful negotiation process in the fall with Utah State University, a memorandum of understanding that sort of lays out this 10-year relationship for up to 70 candidates from the state of Nevada, each receiving around $115,000.
Well, total. So it's the difference between in and out of state tuition. So for this year, the amount is about $26,000
per year.
For this year, and then it will the way in our negotiations that we made. Thank you, Dirk. That we also arranged to make sure that it would always be the difference between in and out of state tuition for all 4 years for these students, because Nevada's paying that difference.
Yeah. So that is a wonderful carrot to offer candidates because it is a very expensive journey. And the notion here is that then we earn a year of service for every year they take us out of the stipend from us. So it'll normally be a 4-year commitment coming back to Nevada to be a vet. The intent is to distribute this to every part of the state. We have a shortage in every part of the state. It's acute in every part of the state. So this couldn't have come at a better time. And it builds well on programs that already exist, like at University of Nevada, but we're also incorporating other campuses in the state to create feeder lines so that we can get more candidates to be considered and bring applications forward. Patty's probably best to describe the specific requirements at this time.
Okay, well, hang on. Let's take another break, and then we'll come right back after this.
All hail the $200,000 Cash is King giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Weekly prize drawings including thousands in cash and free play. And 2 big grand prize giveaway events, each with a $15,000 cash winner guaranteed. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation. supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Fred Lokken, Dirk Vanderwall, and Patty Porter. Patty, jump in here with your points.
Okay, so just what you need to do to sign up for the stipend. First of all, the requirements are, as I mentioned, you have to have been a Nevada resident for 1 year prior to application. And then also that you need to have been accepted into the program. In this case, it would be Utah State University Vet School. They can get more information at our website, nvwiche.nevada.edu.
And that's WICHE, NVWICHE.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if they click on our website and go to programs, NVWICHE USU, they can get more information.
Okay, and Dr. Dirk, you've got the last 15 seconds here.
We will be distributing our students to private practices throughout Utah, throughout Nevada, and beyond. So our students are going to be immersed in day-to-day veterinary clinical practice that I'm really excited about, that our students, they'll be trained in the high-end referral practices, but also heavily involved in routine clinical care in private practices that will give them a wonderful foundation of clinical experience to then move on and go in when they go into private practice.
Thank you all for being here. It's a great program and a great opportunity.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you being here, and we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
It's a good time to eat. It's a good time to play.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times are tamarack.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
You can always watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks for watching and listening.